Welcome back to Toe the Line. Joining me today, he's fresh off his debut in a stunning draw that impressed everyone. And he's back fighting Ryan Barrett at BKB 32. It's the Viking, Eryk Majda. Eryk, how you doing?
I'm doing not too bad. I'm chilling, relaxing in Poland, getting ready for a fight camp. I was supposed to be starting my fight camp here in Poland, but it turned out to be an absolute shambles. People started ducking sparring and training and stuff like that. So yeah, harder than I thought it would be, but it is what it is. So coming back to Scotland, coming back home Sunday night. So I'll be back in the gym Monday. So yeah, all is good.
How is that kind of expecting to start camp at a certain date and then having it delayed? Does that kind of disrupt things a little bit?
Not really, I'm still doing my running and stuff. Obviously, I have a lot more time to prepare for this fight. And at first, when I came to Poland, what 9 days ago, and I had my boxing gear and everything here with me, so I was ready for it. And then everyone who basically told me, yeah, we'll get you some good sparring and top of the game, and this gym's up for it. This gym is good for this and that, and I think what kills me the most is that, it's not like you're fighting someone. It's sparring is where you know what sparring is. You're exchanging punches. You don't go 100%. So I don't understand why people aren't doing it or aren't up for it. But it is what it is. And then obviously when I was in Poland, people didn't reply to me, didn't open messages, started ducking me. And I was like, oh, here we go. Like, I'm struggling to find sparring as it is. And I think, see, to be honest, after the fight with Martin, it made it even worse. I don't know why, but it is worse. But anyway, and then obviously, I think it was Jim, one of the main guys from BKB. He got in touch with me, and he told me about the fight, if I would like to take it. And I right away, as soon as I seen the name, I was like, yes, please. Yes. And yeah, then obviously we were talking about money and other things. And I was just like, he started sending me videos of the guy's fights. And I was like, don't send me anything. Just let me know if you accepted the fight. But yeah, so I keep on running. I do swimming, massages, I go to spa and stuff like that. But it's more like enjoying myself and relaxing. I think that the hard work will start when I'm back home, and then I'll have to go to the gym and do proper conditioning and stuff like that. That's when the hard work starts. So for now, it's just relaxing, having a good time, eating food. But I've put on weight, by the way. I know I've been eating a lot, but 107 kilos. I was 102 last time I saw you. So I know. Shouldn't even be in this. Look at me. So professional. Oh my.
I
But
suppose it's nice this time around. You've got like a bit more time. You've got a lot more time to prepare for it, right? Because you came in late for the
yeah.
last one, but this time you got enough time to have. You can afford for things to go wrong and not as planned, and you've got a bit more time to kind of prepare for it, right?
No, of course. No, listen, I know my body to the point where I know exactly how much it will take me to lose certain amount of weight. If yeah. So I'll be absolutely fine. And it's not like I have to lose, 10 kilos or 2 stones or whatever. So yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
Let's talk a bit about your last fight with Martin Granger. That ended in a draw, but arguably one of the fights of the night that night. Yeah, how do you reflect back on that experience?
You know what? Obviously, neither me or Martin, we're not happy with the result. But I think, see, now that I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking about what happened, and I think this is the best result that we we both got. Like, you know, it worked good for me and him. No one got the loss. Even though draw is closer to losing than winning, but still. No, you know what? I enjoyed it. Like I said to you in the previous interview, wait, I'll turn the TV off because I'm trying to speak to you and I'm trying to watch TV in the same time. No, like I said to you in the interview, at the weigh-in, as soon as I seen his eyes, he looked me in the eyes and I was like, he is not going to be running. He is not going to be running. And I got what I wanted. And it was just, I like normally when I'm fighting someone, as soon as the left hook connects, like someone's out. So I was like, I would let you chop my hands off, because I was so sure that he was going lights out as soon as he gets it. No, he didn't move. He didn't move. He kept coming at me, and then that's when I went, you know what? I need to go for his body. I need to go for his body. And I was just, maybe I was going for his body too much. But it was because I knew if I was to weaken the body, the head will go as well. But obviously, I spoke to some people and they told me, oh, this guy, like, he done, 10 rounds in the past and he was so unfit. No, he was fit. He was very fit. It's just when you get them body punches and you get punched in the head, it takes away your energy. And some people just don't understand. But that's okay. That's okay. And no, I did enjoy the fight. Enjoyed the fight. If I could do it, I'll do it again. Me and Martin have been speaking a lot since the fight happened. Such a nice guy, lovely person, and he's actually going to help me. He's actually going to help me to get better, believe it or not. So yes, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that things turned out the way they did. So yeah, very happy.
Yeah, and it was a really close fight. I remember watching it thinking, this could go either way. And there was moments where I was watching, you throw these thundering shots and Martin was so just durable. Like he was just eating everything. And the fact he was still up, I was so shocked. I feel like it was a pretty justified result, that it being a draw, because it was so close. And obviously I know you you probably will think that you should have got the win, but when you think about that decision, what do you make of it?
Like now I'm happy. I'm happy because looking at the fight, I didn't even want to watch the fight. See, when I came back home and everyone were telling me like, yeah, watch the fight. It was so good. And people were giving me the respect and had people stopping me on the streets to take pictures. And even when I was training in the gym, people were coming up because like I went to the gym 2 days after the fight. And then people started like coming up to me asking if they could video me training or if they could get a picture with me. So I was like, I'm used to being recognized, but not to this point where people stop you and go, "Oh, it's you. Can I get a picture?" But yeah, it's good. It's nice, man. But coming back to the fight, yeah. Now I think draw was a good. I do agree with the judges, with the referees, and that. They've done the right thing by giving us a draw. And like I said, because none of us got the L and the loss, it kind of gives you that boost. You know what? Next time I'm just going to do so much better. So yeah, so I'm happy with the decision, 110% now.
Yeah, and if anything, a draw from a good fight is better than a win from like a one-way fight, because you prove that you can stand in there with someone who's kind of like as good and still cope. And people are still talking about this fight, whereas with just like a first round knockout, it's just done, isn't it? Whereas this fight was a war, and it's just a good fight, right? So I suppose in that sense, a draw could be a better result than kind of like a dominant win.
No, I do agree. Yeah, I do agree. Everyone I spoke to, everyone told me, look, it was so exciting to watch. And I think I know any fight I'll fight in the future will be exciting. Because I know I can take a punch, and I know I can knock someone out with that left hook. If they're not Martin, obviously. But no. It was good. Like I said, I'm happy with the result, and I think they were also looking at, you know what, it was a good fight, exciting to watch. They were going head to head. How about we give them a draw so we can see them in the future again? Yeah. You know, I do speak to Martin, and I consider him to be a friend now. But I think if you were to ask me or him, would you do it again? We'd be both happy to do it again, 110%. You know, all respect to the guy. You know, I would kiss his forehead and I'd go, Martin, let's do it. But that's just fighter's mentality, you know. So
Yeah. What kind of things have you been talking about with Martin?
we were just talking about, you know, some of the damage we caused to each other's bodies. And not like asked him for help with the sparring, because to me, like, you know, you message some elite level professional boxers or like fighters in general, and you know, any chance you could do some rounds with me, and they'll go yeah, or no time, or no. And then and I was thinking, how does someone like Martin, who's such an elite level boxer, who used to be a pro boxer that was like elite level, how do they find sparring? Like how? So there was one time, you know, I spoke to him. Obviously, we have a lot of respect for each other and stuff, but I was like, how the hell, back in the day when you were like in your prime, how did you manage to find sparring? If I'm at the stage where I'm not even like an elite, you know, level champion, whatever, and I'm already struggling so much. So, you know, I spoke to him, and he told me, look, I can actually help you finding some people if you want. So as soon as I'm back from Poland, obviously, like, he'll help me out, and then I've got Submission Factory. They'll help me as well, and Fearless Fitness, and like, yeah. So I have people that will help me, but it's just like just struggling in general to find people for sparring. So yeah, so we spoke about this, and what else did we speak about? We were just being nice to each other. Yeah, definitely, man.
Let's talk a bit about your next fight then. What are we, 6 weeks away now? BKB
7 or 6
33.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. You're
7 or
fighting
6.
Ryan Barrett. This is a big step up, especially from your debut. You know, we know how experienced and how good Ryan is. What are you expecting him to bring on the night?
I'm expecting him to have a strong chin so he can do what I've done with Martin, give people what they want. You know what I mean? And no, I expect him to be his best on the night. So he can be there, give his best, I'll give my best, and then see what happens. I'm not thinking, oh, you know, what if I lose? What if I win? What if this happens? What if that happens? I just want to go in there, enjoy myself, get what's best, and on to the next one. You know what I mean?
Now,
So yeah,
Ryan is coming off the back of a loss against Brad Scott from BKB 31. Do you think that's going to make him hungrier for the win on the night?
I hope so. See, to be honest, I've not even looked into the guy. I didn't see any of his fights. I seen one of the short clips that BKB shared on their website not long ago on their social media. But apart from that, I didn't even look into his fights. I know he's very well known. Obviously, like, he's a strong puncher and he can take a punch and stuff. But all respect to him. Not like I'm a disrespectful person to anyone, but I hope he comes in, you know, hungry for the win. And sometimes having that loss, it makes you like, you know what, I have to win. Gives you that mentality of, you know what, I've got something to prove now. I'm not going to, sorry for my language, I'm not going to let it happen to me again. So I hope he's got this mentality, and I hope he turns out to be this absolute killer of a machine on the night. And that's what I'm expecting. That's what I want. So
Yeah, just chasing good fights for the best of the best then, right?
hell yes, yeah, definitely. You know, I was actually speaking to someone about this not long ago, that I would rather fight the best and be seen as, you know what, he fought this person, he fought that guy, he's so good, rather than fight the journeyman like they often do in boxing with 60 losses, 80 losses, or whatever. Because to me, like, okay, let's say it gives you the experience, but at the same time, you know, having this on your pedigree, on your CV, and someone's looking at your wins and go, yeah, you won 5 fights. But all them people, they had 60 losses or 70 losses, where me, I'm going in straight with the best. You know what I mean? I'm not just going win with journeyman. I'm in with the best out there. So there's that's the way to get better.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the good thing about BKB, is that every single fight is a good fight. It's an even fight. There's no stat padding. There's no journeymen. Every single fight is a hard fight, and that means that when you see people come through with good records, like with impressive records, someone like Jimmy Sweeney, you know that they've put in a lot of work to earn that record. They haven't just been coasting. They haven't been fighting journeymen. They've been fighting the best of the best. I suppose that's what sets BKB apart from glove boxing.
And another good thing is, see, when I was before my fight, I was in the changing rooms and I was actually speaking to other fighters. You might get someone who's on his debut or like had 1 or 2 fights, but in the past they had like professional records of 20 boxing bouts or 20 MMA fights and stuff like that. So that's exciting as well. I find it very exciting because in boxing, you have amateur fights in the past and stuff where these people, they're actually like elite killers. You know what I mean? So when you're in there, you're like, okay, we've no gloves. Let's see what happens. So exciting.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's interesting to see these blending of styles in BKB, because you've got guys who are like ex-pro glove, we've got ex-UFC. I know you come from a kickboxing background as well, and we see that in the way people fight. They approach the fights differently. Whether you're a technical boxer, whether you're a brawler, whether you're come forward or more of a defensive type. It's so interesting to watch all of these different styles and all of these disciplines blend together.
It's like UFC but better. Yeah, more violent and bloody.
Yeah. So with this upcoming fight, how are you kind of approaching it? Is it very much focused on you, or do you have a game plan for Ryan, or is it kind of like just fully focused on being the best you can be?
This is never going to change. I will just work on myself, on the speed, strength, punching power, and stuff like that, and obviously sparring and technical stuff. But apart from that, I'm not really focusing on my opponent. I'm just focusing on myself, and I want to be the best I can be. I'm going to push my fitness to the point where, I'll be able to just not stop at all. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. So,
do you think that's what it will come down to, the fitness?
I think, see, in bare knuckle boxing, I think fitness is the main key to win a fight. Like I said in the past, I'm not making excuses or anything, but 3 days before my last fight with Martin, I was chalked up. I don't know what it was, if it was flu or whatever it was, but I was like, right, okay, fasting, antibiotics, I'll get myself better. And I was in there. But you know what, to be honest, it didn't affect my fitness as much as I thought. So, but I think fitness is definitely the key. Fitness is definitely the key, because even when, I know I have a strong chin, but even when you're going in and you get this punch or two, it takes your energy away. And so for someone to go in there unfit, that punch can kill you. So I think fitness is definitely the key. And obviously, if you don't give your opponent the time to think, you're just throwing them punches, you're winning, scoring points and taking his head off.
Yeah. Do you think that's kind of like the main? Obviously, you said that fitness is the key. We know you've got the power. We've seen how much power you have. I'd say that's probably one of your biggest strengths. Do you think the fitness is the main area of development then for you?
I think I know. Yeah, definitely. So this is why today is day number 8 of me running every single morning. And then obviously I do my skipping. I do a couple of rounds of skipping. I do shadow boxing, a wee bit of line work, moving the head movement and stuff. So I've been doing this every single day, and I'll just keep going because all it really takes is what, half an hour, 40 minutes. So as soon as I wake up, I don't even have my breakfast. I just put my shoes on, I go out, do my run, shadow boxing, skipping, line work, back home, then I start doing my breakfast and all the rest. So yeah, so if I add to that, and I do this every single morning, maybe have a day off a week, then there's not going to be much to improve, because the fitness will just go like a level up, and there'll no be much to be working on anymore when it comes to fitness. But I do agree the fitness is the main thing. For me to level up, yes. No, you know what it is that I need to change? I need to stop eating. That's what I need to do because I eat too much. I eat way too much, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, they always say that. All the fighters always say that the eating and the dieting is the worst part.
Hmm.
Like everyone enjoys the training, everyone likes the training, and they all do it, but it's the dieting. I spoke to Aaron McCallum, and he quit bodybuilding because he just hated not being able to eat what he wants to eat. So now he fights.
Was he not on BKB the same show as me and Martin? He was like
Yeah,
one of
he
the
was.
last
Yeah,
fights.
he fought Scott
Yeah,
McHugh.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, he not lose by decision.
yeah, it was so close. Yeah,
Yeah, it was very close. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that is the reason why he looks so good. His physique, when you look at him, like
yeah,
because
you
I
can
used to
definitely
be like,
tell. Yeah.
yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
So with this next fight, obviously you've got a lot longer to train now. What can we expect to see that's different from the last fight?
Listen, you'll see abs, you'll see veins on my head. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But I will have better abs, obviously, because I've got more time to prep. But I'll be like a tornado. I'll go in from the start. I'll be like a sprint, more than what I've done with Martin. Because with Martin, it was like, right, come on then, and then I was like, okay, survival time. But no, I'll be more like a sprint. I'll just tornado all the way.
Yeah, how are you feeling in preparation to this? Because watching you in the ring, watching you both in the ring, you just look like you're having a lot of fun in there.
I'll have fun every time I'll be in there. Every time you'll see me, you'll be like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? He should be working in the circus. But no, I'm like, it's because obviously, like you saw Martin, like he was enjoying himself, and so was I. It's because like we loved in what we are doing. And some people like I was speaking to one of my cousins 2 or 3 days ago, and she asked me like how can you enjoy something like this? Like she couldn't understand. So I was trying to explain to her, and I said to her, well, it's adrenaline, and it's like when you're doing something for so long and you're used to doing it, and then you don't do it for so long, you're missing it. You're missing it to the point where when you finally get to do it, you're the happiest ever. And so yeah, she still couldn't understand. She was like, "Oh, well, you're not in pain." I was like, "Yes, I was, but I was okay." It's like, yeah, it's like I don't know, don't even know what to compare it to because you can't really compare it to anything. But it's mainly the adrenaline boost, I think. Yeah, because it's definitely not the scars.
What was that recovery process like after the fight?
um, the recovery process. Um, I don't think there was a recovery process because apart from I had a bruise on my left bicep, and apart from that, I had bruise on my ear, black eye, and a short. I don't know. You can see there's a little scar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apart from that, I was okay. Like my hands were absolutely fine. I was back to punching and stuff like that the next the 3 days after the fight. So I didn't need time to recover. I know one of the promoters at the gym. one of the main guys, he messaged me like a day or 2 days after the fight, how's your hands and injuries? I said, nope, luckily no.
Martin looks like he was in a lot worse shape than you were after the fight.
Yeah, but in the same time, you need to remember, like, he's not the youngest anymore. He's done it all his life. So, that was his job basically to go and fight. So when you're using your hands and you're punching things all your life, like over 20 years or over 30 years, your hands are going to be absolutely damaged. So for him to be punching my head and my body for so long, obviously he would have this big damage to his hands and stuff. Obviously he took a lot of punches as well. But my recovery was okay. Can't complain.
Let's talk a little bit about why BKB. What is it about BKB that excites you so much?
What is it? Oh my God, are you asking about like this, like the BKB as a promotion, or just bare knuckle in general?
Everything. How have you like the experience of BKB, the fight, everything?
Well, the experience I've had with the BKB, amazing. I think it was one of the best experiences I've had ever since entering the fighting game. Because it's bare knuckle, obviously, like I've always been recognized around where I am, where I live, and by people just because I'm bald, and no, just because I was always like into fighting sports and stuff, and I always like take my time to speak to everyone, and I'm trying to be nice to every single person that I meet. Um, but yeah, obviously, like, because it's bare knuckle, people are looking at you like, oh my God, like this is different. Like he's an animal kind of thing. But so yeah, so I think this people looking at me like this, and I had so many people messaging me, even professional boxers, telling me on my social media, you inspire me to the better. You do this, the stuff that you talk about on your Instagram and stuff, like keep doing what you're doing. I think all that like gives me this extra boost to keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. Helps me a lot with my mental health as well, because like we all struggle from day to day, and if it's not money, and then it's something else. And with this, it just helps me with everything, getting the attention, getting like helping other people, motivating them, inspiring them. And like obviously people from BKB, they're so easy to work with as well. There's no such thing as, they're not disrespectful, they're the nicest people out there. I could ask them anything. Like I asked Jim, I say to him, look, could I ask you something? He says, you can ask me anything. Say to him, see the tracksuit, the BKB tracksuit. Like, I like them. So we can still have a laugh with them, even though they're so busy, because they will be getting, like, they have so much work, and they will still take time to reply to you, and they're so nice and respectful. So that's a good experience as well, because in the boxing game, even though someone's not so busy, but because they mean something in the sport, you often find them disrespectful. They don't even bother replying, or they reply to you after a week or two or a month or whatever. Where with the BKB guys, it's totally different. It's totally different. They're so nice. You can have a laugh, full of respect, easy to work with. Like, yeah, the best out there, I would say.
Yeah, and it's nice that with BKB, it's kind of how it should be, in that the fighters are the priority. You guys are the talent, and everyone's coming here to watch you, and it's only right that you are the priority.
Yeah, and they show it to you. They're not shy to show it to you that what, you matter. You matter the most. You're the fighter, and even like doing all the interviews with all the people, and the first day I turned up down in London, and I've done all the interviews with everyone, and I still had questions to ask, because I wanted to find out more about BKB. So I waited till, you know, the room wasn't as busy anymore. I walked in and I started asking like gym questions. And he just sat down next to me and he sits down next to me with all them people. And we had a proper chat for like 10, 15 minutes. So that doesn't happen very often. And it wasn't even after the fight, it was before the fight. So he didn't even know who he was dealing with. And he still took his time to speak about, you know, things with me. And so that was nice. That was really nice. So mm-hmm.
When you think about the future, what is it you want your legacy to be in BKB?
Obviously, I want the belt. I want every single one of them. You know what? Like, see, for now, obviously, after I win this fight, I'll get my title shot because I'll be fighting for it. I'll not be even asking. I'll not even be begging. I'll demand it. But no, I'm laughing now. But what I want now is fight as often as I can. Obviously, belts on top of that, and the whole experience in general, you know, is just so enjoyable because it makes you feel like, you know what, this is your time. Like everyone are looking at you. You've got all the fame, whatever as you want to call it. You've got it all. This is your time. It makes you feel like you're already the world champion kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I just want to get it all, climb the ladder, fight as often as I can, make as much money as I can, famous and all the rest, obviously.
Is that kind of that notoriety, that attention, is that important to you?
Very important. Very important. It was something that it was always bringing me back into sport because even when I was like, it was regardless of what I was doing, if it was fighting in MMA, kickboxing, taekwondo, K1 or whatever, because I always had eyes on me, I was always like, you know what, this is my time. I like the feeling. And obviously it's different when you're losing and you lose so many fights in a row. Then that's different because I had a point in my career where started boxing, had a couple of sponsors, and I got to a point, you know what, I have those titles, you know, I have sponsors, I don't have to work anymore. So I patched my work, quit. And then also what I've done is I didn't train anymore. I was just taking fights. So because like when you get to a certain level, that's okay if you're unfit, but then you get to this point where you have to be fit. Otherwise, you're like you've no chance. So I got to that point, and it wasn't even the fighters that were like, you know, beating me. It was just my fitness because it didn't even go past round one, and I was like, or just standing in my corner going, so yeah, and then so I lost. I think in my career I lost five or six fights in a row, and then I was very lucky and unlucky to meet a guy called Scott Edgar. He used to be an ex-pro boxer. Took me under his wing. We started in proper training, running and, you know, sprinting, pad work and all the rest. And I started winning again. And ever since I was just winning. But yeah. Losing, you know what? I find losing is also important because if I was to never lose a fight, then who knows? Maybe if I was to eventually lose one, then maybe it would just put me off for good. But yeah, I'm glad my career went the way it went. So yeah, all happy in general.
Do you have any message for Ryan?
Ryan, you better come in prepped to the max. I hope you can feel fire in your wings. No, and listen, all the respect to you, respect to your people, and I'm looking forward to the fight. I hope you come in ready and ready to win, ready to die, ready for it all. That's my message to Ryan. And apart from that, I hope your camp goes fucking amazing and you come in fit as fuck. Sorry for the language.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
That's been Eryk Majda. He's fighting Ryan Barrett at BKB 33. Thank you, Eryk.
Right, thank you so much.